All right, folks, welcome to our Zoom Up edition. This is Michael Huggins, your co-host. I got my buddy Scott Rowe in Chicago. What's up, Scott?
Scott Rowe out here in Chicago. Let me tell you about Michael for a second, because
Okay, go for
because
it.
you're easy to talk about. My co-host is 32 years old. Started in when he was 22 years old. I remember him too. Nobody liked him. That's that's like a common theme, right, buddy?
I guess.
Yeah, but he's lovable now. We love him today. But 22 years old, working at Jiffy Lube, found this community, was able to do his first deal inside of 9 months, and made enough on that deal to actually quit his job at 22 years old. Maybe he was 23. I don't know. But fast forward today, has helped many people around the country start their real estate investing careers, and is sitting on 265 acres in Tennessee he owns, which is a pretty good success story right there. Talking about the nitro boo he's about to create.
That's right, man. We're making some big moves here.
Bamboo turned
Yeah.
into nitro boo.
So
You have to describe that to us later.
yeah, another episode, you guys,
Another
all
episode, right?
about our bamboo
Nitro boo.
operation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole idea behind these videos is that you get to know us better about who we are, what our community does. Real quick about Scott, he's only ever had one job in his life. One job.
That's an incorrect statement. I did work at a farm one summer. I did DJ at a skating rink, and I worked at a park district, mowing grass. Those are three jobs during college I had, right?
Oh,
But
okay.
after college, I had
After college,
one job.
one job, and he fell in love with it. He rose to the ranks, became vice president, started running multiple states, and had an amazing multiple six-figure income.
Yep.
And was never really taught the financial stability. And so when the internet came around, it took out his job, took out his empire. He lost two properties and had to move into his girlfriend's mom's basement. Oh wait, no, that was
That was you. Not far from that though. I mean, when I moved back to Chicago, we moved into my mom's house. How's that?
Yeah.
So
So the whole idea behind our community here is we build people up. It doesn't matter where you came from. If you have the right mindset and you're willing to learn the proper financial steps to create an empire, this is going to work. Now, there is some risk involved with real estate for sure. So, you can make as much as you want, but if you're not careful, you could also lose a ton.
yeah.
And so we want to spotlight some people here today inside of our organization, specifically Ray out of our Arizona team, who's just crushing it. And then after this video series, there's a few more recordings that you're going to want to watch. You can watch all the episodes that we've done now. I think this is episode 46 or 47.
Nice.
And then we were having some info sessions, some house tours about real deal tours we're going through. And then we got a big workshop this Saturday that you're going to be a part of. So the person who invited you here got you the link today. Get the next link for the next info session from them so that you can link arms with us and start getting the benefits that we're currently receiving.
Yeah.
So Scott.
Yeah, and really what we're doing is we're helping you build your confidence in possibly what you want to do next, and hopefully that's real estate investing. And the person we're hear from today is a good friend of mine out of Arizona. He's actually was part of the organization that brought him into our group. Was something that I had started way back when, but him and his wife are doing great. They have helped a lot of people in the Arizona area, especially the Tucson area. So please help me welcome, without further ado, to tell us where he came from, and what he thought and what he's doing today, Mr. Rey Fleming.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me out. My name is Rey Fleming from Tucson, and I got to tell you, this is a true honor to be here with Scott. Extremely influential. There's a few people in my life who have actually had a really large impact, and both Scott and Michael are those people. So if I could list the top 10, those two are going to be in there. So the fact that you're here, stay tuned, because when I first found this group in this community, it was a little over 5 years ago now. I didn't have things really figured out. I was kind of going through the motions of life. I've had about 30 different jobs since high school. I was lost. I wasn't quite sure. I've went through some struggles, dealt with addiction. And what it really boiled down to was I didn't have the right purpose. I didn't understand how to properly give value to people. And when I found this community, I found that there's people out there that were banding together to do something better with their life. And I realized, I said, this is what I've been missing. I've been missing this key component in my life that allowed me to learn what I didn't understand before, because quite frankly, the system that I grew up in the education system, it failed me. I didn't know what to do. And so when I found this group of people that were going in a certain direction and they said, hey, we're going here. Do you want to come along with us? And I said, Psh, yeah, absolutely. I could actually be something my mother's proud of, and I could do something in my life, and I could get back to charity and all these things that I wanted to do, but I never had the resources. I also didn't understand the finances. So once I found this group, and actually it was Scott Rowe, or Scott, I found him, and there was a group of folks, and I was listening to him, and I said, this is different way of thinking. This kind of breaks the mold of everything that I thought, but it's exactly what I needed to hear. And literally within 5 minutes, I knew that I needed to be friends with these folks. I needed to know what they were doing because they obviously knew something I didn't know. And I just dedicated myself to the process. Now, that was about 5 years ago. And at the time, I wanted money. I wanted all this stuff, but I didn't understand that the world wasn't a crazy enough place to start rewarding undeserving people. So I needed to become valuable and get the education, because that's basically all I was missing. Is there's something in my head that was missing, and me myself needed to become better in order to receive more. And that's what I started doing. I started learning. I started engaging with other members of the community. I started building relationships. Relationships is one of the most powerful things ever, because of those relationships, I don't even barely use credit anymore. My credit is the relationships that I've built. So we have 6 rental properties now since I've gotten plugged in this community. I currently manage about $1.5 million of retirement funds. Um, we've done well over $100,000 for my company every year in just profits of just real estate, let alone everything else that we do. There's all these different things that happen. But when I started, I was riding a bike and I was riding a bus to just try to make ends meet. And it's a different thing now. And it wasn't handed to me. None of this was easy, but it was simple. All I needed to do was follow the path. I think about traveling to San Diego because actually tomorrow I'm going to be, traveling over there to pick up a puppy for my wife, because it's, that's what she wanted for Christmas. She wanted this little Boston Terrier puppy, and there's no place, and I've never even thought about doing anything like this before, but life is different now. And so, but to get to San Diego, there's a pathway that's been built. There are roads. I could take a plane, and there's signs, there's pilots, there's people that will help you get to the destination where you want to go. And that's what I realized when I found this group. There's a destination that I wanted to get to, and that was being valuable. That was being able to give back to others, contribute to society, and be something that would be generationally changing for my family. And all I had to do was follow the path, open the door, and walk through it. And so that's why I encourage you today. This is a door. This is a door that has been cracked open. Somebody who loves you and cares about you brought you here. And this is not by coincidence. So walk through it and do yourself justice to explore and see not only the people, but if this is the right place for you. Because if you've been looking at how to solve all the problems of the world, they can be found with this group of people, because that's what they're working towards achieving. And that leads us today, where I continue to eat and breathe business and real estate and helping folks every day of the week. And just like Michael and Scott are here, that's what they do. They're here each and every week, just helping folks make something better out of their life. Because quite frankly, that's what it's all about. So,
I got a question. I got a question
yeah,
for you. Can you hear me?
yeah, sir.
All right. So, your first deal, you got rentals today, right? But tell me about the first deal. So you got involved, you follow all the signs, like you said. I love your quote, become better to deserve more. That's awesome, bro. And so you got this first deal done. coming from where you've come from, like you said, with the addiction and riding a bike, right? And then there's a moment some of us have when you see that check. Like for me, I had a job, and then all of a sudden I've got a check. I could design my life, right? How that feel? What was it, and how much was it, and how'd that feel?
If I wasn't wearing long sleeves and cufflinks, I would show you my arms because the goosebumps are popping out. 27,000 was my takeaway from that.
Nice.
$27,000. That was 1 year of working 30 hours extra a week is a year that I made that much. I never made that much in my life. And I literally made it in 2 weeks.
Great.
What it was is there was a problem that needed to be solved. And these people had this house. I basically put it under contract. And then I went to the biggest people that I knew were doing real estate in Tucson. And I found the two biggest guys and I offered it to both of them and told each one through something that I learned about negotiations. And I basically pinned them up to each other. I said, well, hey, they're both looking at it. This is what he's going to do. Do you want it? And they basically started peacocking and fighting over each other. And at the end of closing, I walked away with $27,000. And I'll tell you what, that that was enough to never look back.
So that was a wholesale deal, right? So in a strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. And I've never heard anybody come on here and talk about the negotiation class. Thank God we hit that one. Bob Snyder.
Oh, I use it for everything. I mean,
for everything.
Selling cars, and if you're going to sell a car, have a couple people show up at the same time. I do it with contractors. I do it with everything.
Yeah, it's a great class. All right, Michael, anything?
Yeah. Are your rental properties in your hometown, or are they around the country?
They are here. We currently have a single family house, and that I actually am renting it right now, which is exciting. I'm renting my own rental. So, and then we have a duplex and we have a triplex, which we're both putting on the market. They actually go on the market on the 14th, which is exciting because 2 years ago, purchased the duplex for $160, and we're hoping to sell it for $240.
Nice.
In the triplex, we purchased it for $220, and we're hoping to sell that for $340.
Nice.
So,
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
That's the hope is, I mean, take advantage of what's going on, and we have a 17 unit we need to bring a little bit of cash to the table, but the owner's willing to set up the financing on that. So with the sale of these properties, we'll roll those 5 units into 17.
Nice.
Playing some Monopoly in real life.
In real life, take some house to turn to hotels. Love it.
Yeah.
How's your wife? Good?
Oh, she's amazing. We have a baby, a third baby number 3 that is coming
Congratulations.
in April. So April, we have another little boy. So we have the little girl and 2 boys, and it's, the first one I was terrified because I was actually, it's okay to say now. I mean, I was screwing up, and I was literally sitting in jail because I messed up on probation when my wife found out about her first daughter and being pregnant almost 9 years ago. And it's just, without this group, honestly, I'd probably be dead or in jail, to tell you the truth. And I think about that. And this baby now, and my wife, she just stays home. And she goes to the park. And she drinks coffee like 5 times a week. And because we have office managers, and we have this 2,700 square foot office, and we have an in-house bookkeeper, and he's like, hey, do you know how much your wife, I joke with her now, like it's different jokes now. And he's like, hey, do you know how much Jane spent on coffee this week? And I'm like, no, how much? He's like, she spent $65 this week alone on coffee. I'm like, well, that's her payment for being the house CEO. So. But it's a different world, and I just have all the gratitude for Scott, for you being there on that stage and helping me see that there's something else that day. And this platform, and Michael, you have no idea how much you've helped me, my friend. So I'm grateful for both of you and this whole community, because there's hundreds of people I could list that have all contributed to what I've been able to see today.
Well, we appreciate you because we know that out in Tucson, there's a lot of people that thank you for getting their start. So it's cool because when you see other people helping other people, it becomes okay to help other people. It's something. It's like it's that badge of honor. So it's fantastic. So we're go givers. All right, guys, this has been great, man. I'm tearing up. I don't tear up, dude. Scooty doesn't cry. You making me
I know.
cry,
It's
dude.
like I gotta use my
Oh,
time now.
oh,
That's what
gosh,
time
dude.
is for, pretty much. Just to.
Oh my goodness. Wow, man. Well, thank you so much for opening up. I mean, we could keep this thing rolling, but we did promise our listeners that this would be a short call today. But you're amazing, Ray. Thank you for who you're being in the world, the example you're setting, the people you're supporting, and you're crushing it, man. Keep your eyes on the prize. Thank you for being here. And folks, if you like this episode, go get the other ones and really tap in. We want to create more success stories and be overwhelmed with these things. So
Yes, we're continuing to cry. We're creating crybabies like us. We're all emotional. All these emotional beings changing
Yeah.
their lives. Right?
Feeling
This is
it.
awesome.
Absolutely feeling it. So get back with the person that invited you here. Get the links to the post recordings of these episodes, and then also the links to the info session, so we can tell you more about who we are, what we do, and how you can link arms with us. And then be there Saturday. Clear your schedule. Be there this Saturday, and we look forward to supporting you in your real estate adventures. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful
Thank you,
day.
Ray. Appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate you. Bye now.